All righty, well, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Welcome today to our Spark session. Today is all about helping students develop understanding. I've got 3 links that I have added to the running chat box. Today's attendance link, the link to the slide deck for further resources. And we're going to start out with a quick little poll. And it looks like we just got a couple of people in the room today, but we're going to go ahead and keep moving along. All righty. So I guess the question I would start with is, how do you help students develop understanding? And since we're a small group, you can either jump into the poll or you can feel free to just kind of share your ideas. What are some ways that we help students expand on what they know or kind of increase their understanding of what we're trying to talk about? That's the big idea today. Carolyn, any ideas?
Well, I do an interactive review. I have a blended learning course. So it's a little different where they get information beforehand. And then I do we're kind of rapid fire. And sometimes I have a deer in the headlights look, but now I'm going to they're in groups. So I go to different groups and say, so what did you find the 2 different types of stroke are? So they know the information, or they should know the information. And so now they're going to be more I think hopefully motivated to learn the information. Then we build upon it by discussing more. That's I think that helps, but I certainly would like to learn some other techniques as well.
So that is, it sounds like you're using a flip model and
Yes. Yes.
it's working well for you. And we'll see if we can't find a couple more ways to maybe scale that up a little bit. All
Great.
right. Thanks for jumping in there. So today is all about extending the understanding, deepening it, finding new ways to really teach the content so that they can really stretch their understanding. Where we're going to go is I'm going to try and lightning speed round as many of the strategies as I possibly can. We'll look at some note taking and summarizing, homework and practice, non-linguistics, and etc. So we'll dig right into that. So the larger idea for today's lesson is stemming from what many educators know as the Marzano 9. The Marzano 9 was 9 best practice instructional strategies. And as part of the McCrell organization, it was framed in this framework for instructional planning. And through our Spark series this year, we have looked at the creating the environment, which was the red zone, and some of these strategies and best practices. We also have had an episode on helping students extend and apply learning. And today's episode is all about students developing understanding. And so we're going to dig into these 4 strategies here and see what we can kind of share and find out. So the overarching idea is that when you're in this area of instruction, you're really trying to introduce content and have them build understanding. We're trying to scale up the Bloom's level of taxonomy and get them to higher levels of understanding. You might do that by cueing them with some hints or some ideas or teasers. You might share a visual like a picture or a graph. You might give them a guided notes document to give them hints on where we're headed for the lesson. Or you might give them, for example, like Carolyn was mentioning, her flip model. You share the content ahead of time and they do it as homework or they do it as practice. And then when they come to class, you have a conversation that goes even deeper. So these are kind of the overarching strategies that we're going to dig into today. As I mentioned, we're trying to get to that higher level of Bloom's, but really what you're doing here in this section is getting them just to understand the basics of the information that you're presenting. So cues and questions are just to kind of quiz them. Whereas when you develop those note-taking strategies, you're getting them to remember or possibly understand. When they get to the non-linguistics or the homework and practice, that's when we're really starting to scale up. The strategies that we're going to talk about today are really just at the basic level. You would have to extend to a new level of understanding by giving them like a project or something where they apply the learning. They kind of take it to the next level. So really right now, what we're doing is we're introing content, we're trying to find cool ways for them to understand it and ingrain it in their brain. All right, so let's start out with the first strategy. It's called cues and questions. It's probably the go-to strategy for most educators. We stand up there or we're in our virtual classroom and we're just asking questions. The problem with that is many of us struggle with cueing the learning or questioning our students. And what is the biggest challenge, do you think, when you throw a question out there? What is a major faux pas that most educators do when they toss a question out? Can you think of anything we do wrong when we question our students?
I think we don't give them enough wait time because we're trying to use our time effectively and you get the deer in the headlights. And so you just have to wait them out sometimes.
That is the winner chicken dinner, Carolyn. That is exactly the answer. We don't give enough wait time. Another thing that is a challenge for us as educators is we give them too much information so they don't even need to think about the answer. We give them the answer. Another question or another issue with questioning is sometimes we aren't explicit in the questions that we ask. We are really broad and they're really not sure where we're going with that question because we just are kind of la 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 with our questioning. So there are some questioning techniques that you can use, like focus, explicit cues, and then leveling up our questions with asking them to infer or analyze something. So these are some suggestions on how to make questions better in your classroom. A couple of ways we do that. Some digital tools like the iClicker. Maybe the students come in and they answer a poll question based on the content. Or maybe we throw a scenario up there and ask them to infer something, make inferences, or maybe we ask them to analyze something at the onset. Or maybe there's a brain teaser, a myth that you want them to bust when they come in. Any examples of a great opening question that you might have? And Emily and Amanda, you guys are free to jump in here if you've got ideas. Do you use a poll question, Carolyn, in your online course?
I use not all the technology, but I have them raise their hand.
Okay,
And I
there
do
you
that
go.
very, very frequently because I teach about diseases and disabilities, and I teach very common diseases. So who knows someone who's had a heart attack? So yes, I like to
Right.
interview the group and see what their experience is. Yeah.
It gets for me sometimes. I'm a graduate assistant right now, so I'm not teaching currently, but when I was teaching, I would try to.
Well, here's an example of me throwing in a poll question into the Zoom room. So are you guys able to see the poll question that I threw in there, the comfort level using AI?
Yeah.
Go ahead and respond to the poll question. What's your comfort level with using AI? You're not singing yet, you're a karaoke singer or you're a rock star. Where are you at with your level of use of AI? Great, so I can end the poll and I can broadcast the results, I share the results, and I can put those out there. And poll questions are a great way to cue up the learning and get people thinking about the topic. If this session was all about AI, we'd be all set. So there you go. Okay, so that's the first strategy. We got a few more here. Advanced organizers is another great way to introduce topics and ideas and get students thinking about framing it in a way that makes sense to them. I have often used Cornell Notes, like a note-taking template, but what I'm going to share with you here is some advanced organizer ideas of ways you can display the content or get organized or present information in advance of the learning. It's kind of like thinking about that old Heinz commercial, anticipation, where you're waiting for the ketchup to get out of the bottle. And if you are a fan of Madeline Hunter and her work on the anticipatory set and trying to get students ready to learn. Here's 4 great ways for you to get them started or get them thinking about it in advance of the learning. And one is an expository advance organizer. Now, that's just a fancy way to say you could create a quick video introduction to the content, kind of like what you're doing in your flip model. A lot of us do maybe a introduction, a couple of paragraphs in our online course, or maybe we have them read the chapter in advance, or we summarize it for them in a notes document. So an expository organizer kind of gives them an overview of what they're going to learn, and kind of like an executive summary. A narrative advance organizer is a little bit more like storytelling. I'm going to tell you a story of these people that we're going to talk industrialization today. And I'm going to tell you a story of a family that moved from a farm into the big city. And here are all the changes as a result of industrialization. So it's storytelling that sets up the story. And a graphic advance organizer is, I walk into your classroom and I see data. There's a data chart up on the screen, and I am supposed to be thinking about this data set to frame my learning. And or I could even do like a picture. I could put a graphic of a picture of the water cycle and ask them to kind of interpret, what does this mean? What does it look like? And skimming would be me asking my students to, I want you to skim the chapter, skim and scan the chapter, and come with a list of some of the main parts of the chapter. And then we're going to fill in the holes. So these are great ways for you to introduce content in an advanced way, in advance of the learning, and help them start framing it in different ways. Is there any other types of ways that you might introduce content in advance of the learning besides those? Or did any of these appeal to you, like the storytelling or the skimming or the expository or the graphic organizers? Any of those make sense to you, or have you used any of them?
I think for me, it depends on the topic that I would be teaching. Sometimes I know a lot of times in my classes, they would have us read beforehand, which means not everyone would do the reading, but.
Yeah, and I see, thank you, Emily. And I also I agree with you. I think it does depend on the content, depend on what you're trying to teach. Amanda's got an example of some flashcards, note cards. Yeah, we're going to look at some of those. That's a great way to set up the learning. I don't know that I'd give them the note cards in advance yet. I might give it to them as a practice activity, but I could give them note cards and they have them go through and see if which ones they know and which ones they don't know, so we could scale up the learning. And another idea here with regards to technology might be interactive notes, like taking those interactive templates and putting them in a notes format. A couple of examples that I have here are, I really love HyperDocs. HyperDocs are a great way for you to kind of set up a framework, and you can use it like a scavenger hunt. You can use it like a interactive journey. It can be just a list of resources that they move through, similar to a web page, similar to maybe a Canvas course. But this is just an interactive Google document, and when I have them engage, I give them an activity. When I have them explore, I give them a list of resources. So HyperDocs are a great list of templates to kind of give them an opportunity to move through the learning journey. All right, let's keep going here. Non-linguistics. We mentioned, or I mentioned, putting up a piece of data or maybe putting up a picture. You could also play music. You could play sounds and have them, when it's not speaking, but it's just sounds, you can ask them to interpret what the water cycle sounds like, or what are the audio sounds that they're hearing, go from a water dripping to a waterfall, and asking them to explain the difference. Lots of different ways you can have them create visuals in their head with regard to the learning. Does anyone use like a physical model where you have to put together the skeletal system, or do any of the modeling? No.
I don't do modeling, but their assignments, sometimes they need to do graphically. So
Okay.
they use graphics, or do a PowerPoint presentation heavy on graphics with some explanation. So sometimes they do that.
Okay. And with AI nowadays, we can ask them to create images using Copilot or ChatGPT with the DALL-E 3. Have it create the skeletal system. What I do find, though, is that many of our AI tools are not real good yet at creating visual interpretations, and the labeling will be wrong. Excuse me. For example, these here, I don't think the labeling is correct. I don't think some of the figures or analytics are correct. So I would be real leery of using AI to generate my images for a visual. Amanda says we use physical models and plant identification to see the leaf characteristics as well as other features. Great example, Amanda. Yeah, labeling. Terrific. All right, let's keep going here. How about summarizing? So there's a rule out there called summarizing, and best practices around summarizing. But where I like to take summarizing is to an AI tool where I can have it synthesize. So I could have it cut and paste, hundreds of words into my AI tool and have it synthesize it into a quick executive summary. I could have it teach me the water cycle. Summarize this. So I pasted in my summary and I said, summarize it. And it gave me a quick four things, tick list of 4 items based on this big long summary. I could also upload a PDF document and ask it to synthesize it into a paragraph or an executive summary. So the summarizing and note-taking strategies, or the summarizing frame, is all about, synthesizing that down. It's a very technical skill to be able to synthesize something and take it down. That's why a lot of folks rely nowadays, now that AI is, emerging as an opportunity for us, because it's pretty complicated. But where you could go with the summarizing piece is doing it in a verbal format where your students have to think, pair, share. They have to summarize for each other in a verbal way, and then critique each other on the summary, or add something to that person's summary and go back and forth several times. So summarizing strategy could be scaled up in a lot of different ways by putting that peer interaction in there. So thinking about summarizing, what are you guys' uses of summarizing or synthesizing? Have you used any of the digital tools to summarize or synthesize, or what are your thoughts on that, or even the academic integrity of doing that?
I would prefer that they summarize instead of using a tool, and that they come up with, because they have to work a little harder. I think AI would be good maybe after people have a knowledge base. I think it's more warranted. I think that if you continue to use AI for it, you're not developing the skills that you need to understand the topic. That's just a personal.
Yeah, and I hear that a lot because I do a lot with the AI classes here at UF. I hear that a lot. They don't have the foundation skills and they're relying on ChatGPT or whatever, and they don't know if it's correct or incorrect.
Right.
And
So how
which
can you
is
be discerning?
right. And how do you know if it's lying to you, or if it's hallucinating, or etc.? And that's where tools like the fluff test to critique your AI results are so important. I won't go down that rabbit hole, but definitely it's an opportunity, but I think scaling it up by having it be a reflective experience with a partner is a better way of approaching the summary.
And that's something that probably doesn't that gets short shrift, unfortunately, in my class. You have so much time, and I know that I need to have a summary at the end because we have a lot of content, and that would be very helpful and probably stay with them longer.
Yeah, for sure. The last few minutes, summarize what you learned, or even asking them to, have a partner for class, and as a homework assignment, you and your partner summarize what you learned and post it in the discussion board as a video or something like that. Okay, note taking as a strategy. I shared with you the Cornell Notes document. Cornell Notes template can be in here as any topic. You could put the chapter or the section and you give them a cue, and then they take some notes over here. I've seen a lot of different versions of a Cornell Notes template, but you have these main ideas, your notes, and a lot of people draw pictures and they draw all kinds of ideas. And then down here at the bottom, it's a place for them just to kind of give me a summary of what today's class was about. So they've got a talking list, they've got some different reflective frames here in that Cornell Notes document. Note taking, obviously, we can let students do their own notes if they've got a format that they like. Some students like to draw and scribble, others are like outline form. Some, like the Cornell Notes frames, or others like it when the teacher gives you notes. I want the teacher to give me an outline or a handout with all the talking points so I don't miss anything. So there's a lot of different ways we can do note taking. So either the teacher prepares them, the student creates their own, or I also like having an opportunity for students to share their notes with each other, trade notes, and critique each other's notes, or add in the missing pieces that you think should be there, or even turn it into a Google Doc and both of you add to the document together, collaborate on the notes. So note taking, there's lots of great ways to kind of scale that up. So have any of you used a HyperDoc format or some Cornell Notes or even OneNote classroom notebooks to take notes in any of your classes or with any of your students?
I always thought, well, in my classes, I was only allowed to take paper notes. So I then created a OneNote that I have all my like undergrad and graduate work in. But I did that myself, since we were not allowed to bring in computers into some of my classrooms.
Wow. What is your program that you're in, Emily?
Yeah, so I went to Sacred Heart University for my bachelor's, and I did it in exercise science, and my professors, some of them did not believe in computers, taking notes on computers.
Okay.
So we did learn how to take notes on paper the old-fashioned way, but it's also supposed to be better for actually learning.
Okay.
Actually,
So like a philosophy kind of thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I give them a study guide. It seemed that was something that our college did. So when I came back to UF, people were expecting a study guide. So that helps them. I give them main points for each module, then they fill it out. So my 3 or 4 page document for them might be 30 or 40 pages by the time they finish.
Wow, that's great. But they've got a really comprehensive, study guide.
Mhm.
Terrific. Well, let's go into our last couple of strategies here. Homework. A couple of suggestions about homework. Many courses, a lot of courses assign homework. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. But there's a couple things that we need to do to kind of make sure that it's a good experience for students, such as having a homework policy in your syllabus saying I will or will not accept late work, or here's the standard for acceptable homework, or submission guidelines. Just definitely having a homework policy on paper or in writing somewhere is helpful for students because it communicates that expectation. Designing homework assignments that support the content, make it meaningful. Don't give me busy work. That's really kind of a foundational piece in the homework game. And then lastly, if you're going to give me homework, by golly, you as the instructor better grade it. Because if you're not looking at my homework, why are you giving it to me? Because I can do some interactive experience to test my understanding rather than some frivolous 4 hours worth of, problems that you're not going to look at. So what is the incentive to do homework if it's not graded? I guess I'll just throw that out there, or policies, or AI with homework, or using an AI chatbot to help you with your homework. Any of these ideas ruminate with you guys as you're thinking about homework?
Points have to be attached.
Yes.
So they do a weekly assignment, but they get to work on it in class, but I have a number of students. So, but I have a TA. So every week their group submits something and they get feedback. But I think that's, yes, I think that's very important. Now they're wrestling with me because the TA is giving feedback and they didn't get a perfect score. So I keep on saying, we're investing in you so you can get a perfect score, but they all want a 10 every week. And it's not 10 behavior. So we're kind of fighting with that. And yes, we've always fought with that.
Well, they came up in a society where everybody gets a trophy.
Well,
So everybody wants a 10.
Exactly. And I did go to the STAR method recently, that if they did over a 10, so 10 is just the best, but even fewer people get stars because that's over and beyond. And you know what? They work for those stars.
I love it. That's a great example. All right, last one, providing practice. When we're having students practice, it could be practicing putting manipulatives together, or drawing the skeletal system and labeling it, able to take blood pressure, different things that we ask them to do. When we're having them practice something, we definitely need to give feedback on how well they're doing. If they missed a step, feedback is a critical part of assigning practice. Think about labs as a form of practice, and what are some critical steps of what should be in a lab. If they're gonna get points for their practice in the lab, then we need to give them feedback on their experience in the lab. Some examples are kind of like reminds me of what Amanda was talking about at the beginning, where we've got some Quizlet cards. For example, if you've not used Quizlet is a great way to have, note cards. You can put in vocabulary and you can grab the interactive deck. What is setting objectives? What is providing feedback? Each one of these. And if you've not used Quizlet before, this will allow you to do some matching activities, do some games, turn it into a multiple choice assessment, or even a test, or use AI to chat about the card set. So I really like Quizlet as a way to quiz and practice things. A couple other ideas might be like a digital breakout. They have to get from point A to point B to solve the questions in the universe to earn their 10 points and their stars. So, secondary digital breakouts might be lock boxes, or this one's like elementary, middle school, but these digital breakouts are a great way for them to engage in answering critical questions. And sometimes you put them in groups, and it's kind of fun. It's like, who killed Colonel Mustard in the drawing room with whatever. It's like a game of Clue, but in a digital way, and it's fun. They get to solve questions and problems about the class in a digital breakout manner. So there's lots of other great resources to kind of cue up the understanding and the learning and the homework and practice and note taking. I've shared with you the link to the slide deck at the beginning of the session. If you didn't get a chance to do that, I will put it up here in a second. But if you want to reach out to me and talk more about anything you saw today, feel free. Jennifer Parker at ufl.edu. Other than that, thanks for being with me today. I hope it sparked some interest in the strategies that you learned about, and hope to see you again on another Spark session.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.